plaintiff, Dana Austin, dated the defendant, and after they broke up, she found out she was pregnant. Dana claims her relationship with the defendant is toxic, and they have even physically fought each other. Dana's suing her ex today for child support. Defendant Mashawn Baker says the reason he broke up with Dana is because she is aggressive and violent, and she's assaulted him more than once. Mashawn is countersuing Dana for a child support refund.
Start with you.
So I met the defendant in December of 2014 on Facebook. We talked for about a year, and it was one of the biggest regrets of my entire life. The only thing that good came out of it was my daughter.
When did you all meet personally? You say you talked for a year.
In October of 2015.
How did you all decide to see each other in person?
He paid for me to come visit him in Kansas. I live in Minnesota.
Okay. Where did you stay?
I stayed at his house.
It's the first time you've seen him.
Yeah,
You don't know whether he was a mass murderer.
I Googled him, and I had all his information.
That's all you need to know.
Then.
As long as he wasn't a mass murderer.
Not then.
He could be a thief, a crackhead, and a bunch of other things. As long as he wasn't a mass murderer.
I made a mistake.
I'm messing with you.
I totally know that I did.
Mm-hmm.
So
how did it go?
It was okay the first couple of visits, and then things kind of got weird, and I decided to no longer see him in December.
Okay.
And then I found out I was pregnant in January. So when I called him and I told him that I was pregnant, he told me that I am stuck with him for the rest of my life. That was the response. That wasn't the action. So I went down there 2 more times afterwards when I was pregnant, and we were trying to make things kind of work, and then what ended up happening, I was 21 weeks pregnant, and he sent me a text message that he was seeing somebody and do not get upset. The next day, my water broke. I was really stressed out. My daughter was born at 22 weeks, 6 days. She had a 15% chance of surviving. On his way to come and see my daughter when she was in the hospital and we didn't know if she was going to live or die, he not only stopped at his new girlfriend's house, but he stopped at a casino. He stayed for maybe 2 hours. We started arguing. It's been kind of like a horrible situation. We just do not get along. There's been mutual combat between the both of us. Christmas of 2017, we both assaulted each other. And then the last time he saw my daughter was her 2nd birthday, which was May of 2018. In December, he was arrested for capital murder, and that was when we cut ties with him.
He wasn't convicted, obviously.
Well, he was in jail.
Yes,
it was
if
kind
you
of
heard
like,
he was arrested for murder, and you all have been physical from time to time, yeah, that might have been the most wise thing to do.
Defendant Mashawn Baker has a child with the plaintiff, but he claims he broke up with her because she's violent and has assaulted him more than once.
You give me some background, sir?
Your Honor, it's not like all the way that she depicted me to be. Like, I've been in the Army for 8 years. I got out, and Dana, she's a very aggressive, violent person. Things don't go her way, like she want to put her hands on me. And I let it slide for the most part. I was the one who cut ties with her, like in the beginning before she'd be like, I'm coming to see you. I'm like, no, don't do that. Like, I don't want to be around you. You're a violent person, and you're going to make me be violent towards you. Like 2 incidents, like what she didn't tell you was I got up to the doctor's office the same time that my daughter was born. My daughter not even 24 hours old. Dana in there on the phone with somebody, I don't know who it is, talking about, I wish you were the dad. That's very disrespectful to me. So
I did not.
I leave out. She followed me out of the hospital trying to fight me. So I get in the car and I leave. The second time I come up there to see my daughter, she's still in the hospital at this point. And Dana does actually physically hit me this time. Like, she hits me, busts my lip. We go somewhere to eat together. She put me out of the car 3 miles away from the hospital, so I got to walk back. And so I cut that visit short early as well. December, what she didn't tell you was the Christmas where we put our hands on each other, like that was the final straw. I brought my son and my mom all the way 9 hours to visit my daughter for Christmas. And I got my daughter FaceTiming with my youngest child, and Dana doesn't like that because my youngest child mom can see my daughter because she's holding the newborn.
Nothing to do with the child.
And Dana gets upset. She punches me in the face and she spits in my face. Like that, yeah. This is the caliber individual that Dana is, like in front of my son and my mom.
Your Honor, I have pictures of my face.
Oh, yeah, I hit you back. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Punched me in my face.
Yeah, I slapped you.
Do you know whether with all this, have either of you all gotten counseling or looked into therapy or anger management or psychiatric exam?
I go to counseling for my PTSD.
You have any counseling going on?
Well, actually, yes, because I'm in school for my master's degree to become a counselor. So, yes, I do.
And you go to a therapist?
Yes, to just work out my stuff before I get my degree, because you have to work on your own stuff before you can help other people.
All right, tell me about the child support, ma'am. How does he owe you for that?
So he has not paid his child support in over 2 years. He owes $10,571. We do receive $150 from the VA. I have the notice where I contacted child support and let them know.
How long have you been receiving that?
Since August of 2017. I let child support know that then, and child support.
Hold on, man.
Okay, sorry.
I thought you just told me he hadn't paid anything in 2 years.
He doesn't pay child support. The VA pays $150
for who?
Separate for the daughter, my daughter.
On behalf of who?
On behalf of him.
He pays the child support, man.
But child support.
Now, we'll get into the arrearage, but for you to think that when the VA pays you money, let me see it, on his behalf.
This is the part where it says where I let them know. And
I don't know what makes you think he ultimately did not
this
pay.
This is the amount that he owes.
So the $10,000, let's get to you. She says that you haven't paid, but she has received support because of the child that you all had together. And that support would not have come had it not been for you having served in the military.
Yes, sir.
So that is a benefit that you receive, that you then have passed on, whether you have it or not, it goes to your child.
Yes, sir.
So let's get to the $10,000. What's that about?
Oh, that's I haven't been paying like directly to Minnesota, but it's been occasions where Dana say, "Hey, I need money," and I send it directly to her, and I'm not sure if she will admit it or not, but it has been numerous of times, like $500 here and some amount there.
Now, of course she's not going to admit it. That's why I tell you young folks to go through the courts, because that's what they do. Women get in. Now, I'm not saying that's what she's going to do, but women receive cash support or gifts or whatever for the child.
55-inch TV for my daughter's room.
But my point is, had you just given that through the courts or the child support agency, then she wouldn't be able to come in here and say, "He ain't gave me a dime."
You're right, John.
Talking about he gave me $500. I ain't seen the 55-inch TV. I bought that TV. Show him my receipt. Here's the receipt. Oh, okay. Well, sir, the judge. Well, chalk that up as a gift. That's not child support. I'm just telling you what the judge will say for you young men think you're getting away with something by, "I don't want the government in my business." You better get the government in your business so the government can hold both of you all accountable.
Defendant Michonne Baker has a child with the plaintiff, but he claims he broke up with her because she's violent and has assaulted him more than once.
Does this have a bottom line? Okay. Arrearage, but it doesn't say for what time frame. That time frame could include the last 2 years that you have received money.
Your Honor, there's a note on there when I let them know about the $150. It says that he needs to put in for a modification in order to do that, and I let him know that.
All right. Now, to get this changed, she is right. You have to go and have the modification. You have to argue the point that I'm arguing. You have to say, well, these last 2 years, Your Honor, or child support magistrate, or whomever handles it at that child support service, the last 2 years, Your Honor, I've paid 150 times 24. I've paid $3,600. How have you paid it, sir? See, it's right here, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
yes.
That first payment she received was a back payment from my daughter's birth of $1,350. It's right here on the paperwork, so it's been.
Let's see it, but I got to go with what the child support agency gives me. Okay, you do have a list, of all the months You gotta take this and show them and get them to deduct it. I can't, because all I can go by is what the courts say is due.
I got you, Your Honor.
But, and your counterclaim is based on the refund of you paying twice, you believe you paid in this instance, and whatever else what else did you pay other than what's on here?
I just want that refunded so it can go towards my.
Right,
Yeah.
but is this $4,500?
Around, because the first
Okay,
one,
I see one of them is a $1,300 payment.
a whole back payment from when my daughter was born.
Okay, all right, well, I don't know how you handled this and whether you handled your child support properly. You say you've missed several, and that's not a good thing, and you're being held accountable for it today.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to grant her judgment for $5,000 because you are in arrearage. $10,000. I believe that arrearage is incorrect based on them not including the payments made over the last 2 years. But that's something you have to go to Child Support Services and deal with. And the thing I don't like about this, ma'am, when the courts determine or Child Protective Services determine that you did receive more, they're going to order you to pay them back. And many instances, you know, who has money to pay back the child support they received? They spend it because they think that they were legally receiving the correct amount. You wouldn't know any different, but then you find out Child Support Services tell you that you owe him $3,000. So hopefully that doesn't happen to you.
He owes another $5, so they can take it out what he owes.
All right. So you think he owes another $5. Your claim is dismissed. You don't have an order saying that you are owed a refund. Yours is granted the $5,000 maximum that we can give you based on the order that you provided. Have a good day. That's my judgment.
Do for your child, see your child. That's all I care about.
And I hope, like, now I can be in my child's life, whatever, and she stopped this whole blocking thing, holding her over my head.
I do not hold her over your head. She FaceTimes you. I call you. You never call her. I'm not chasing you to be a father.